Leicester City pressed high on Manchester United's build-up. However, Ten Hag's players could progress through the left side, since Tete moved into the central channels to press the center-backs. However, the midfielders moved to the right side to cover the space. Meanwhile, Man United's offensive structure was with 3 at the back. Fred joined the center-backs, Sabitzer was the holding midfielder, Shaw was playing as an inverted fullback in the central channels, Weghorst usually started on this position. Many times Bruno Fernandes moved to the central channels to be involved in the game, but also to leave the space for Dalot. Nevertheless, Manchester United had troubles to progress to the opponent's half, since Leicester pressed with 3 players to the center-backs and Fred Sabitzer was always covered. But also, Weghorst and Shaw had numerical inferiority in Leicester's half. Leicester always tried to have individual marking in the midfield, but many times this freed Bruno between the lines. As Fred couldn't find a passing line, Sabitzer dragged to his mark to create a space for Lindelof. However, he had the same troubles, because Leicester was compact in the midfield and covered the passing lines. For that reason, the centre-backs usually tried to play long. As Leicester was recovering the ball quickly, De Gea started to be important to keep a clean sheet. Leicester moved their centre-backs to United's half, and Man United's pressure is not aggressive over them. Therefore, the fullback had time to run behind Garnacho and Shaw. He usually had the space because Shaw was playing narrow to cover Lisandro Martinez's back, since Maddison and Tete could create a 2 versus 1 against Martinez. Also, Garnacho didn't follow him. The striker made a great movement because he moved away of Lindelof and Dalot, and thanks to that he received with space. But it was important the speed of De Gea, because when the cross started, he is on the first post and he was quickly to move to the second post and save it. However, Man United's first goal started on Leicester's pressure. They were pressing with 4 players and De Gea had to play long. The centre-back intercepted the ball, but Man United had numerical superiority in the second ball. Sabitzer was fast and smart to recover the ball, and on first touch played with Bruno Fernandes, who had space on the right side. Since Leicester couldn't win the ball back, their defensive line was unbalanced, because this centre-back is in numerical inferiority, since Weghorst is attracting him, but Rashford is taking advantage of the space between the centre-backs. Bruno played a great through ball, therefore Rashford received with time and space, but also they had numerical superiority against the goalkeeper. For that reason, Leicester's goalkeeper waited in his box until the last second. Also, he tried to cover the angle to the first post, but this left space for Rashford's shoot to the second post. For the second half, Sancho came in and he was playing as a number 10. Rashford moved to his preferred position and Weghorst as central striker. Shaw recovered the ball from Tete, and this created a space for Lisandro Martinez on the left side. Leicester was pressing with 6 players on Man United's half, but this left space behind them, and he would start running to the space. Martinez took the ball to the left side in order to create a passing line to the space that Leicester left. Fred is taking advantage of the space between Leicester's midfielders, so he kept running and received ahead of them. The opponent's fullback was covering Rashford, who was open on the left side. This centre-back was attracted by Weghorst, and this created the passing line for Marcus Rashford. With his great speed, he was able to get right of the fullback and ran to the box with advantage. The goalkeeper didn't go over Rashford to close his angle. He stayed in his position, therefore it was easier for Rashford to score. As the minutes advanced, it was easier for Manchester United to recover the ball, and thanks to that, but the third goal came. Leicester tried to play it with their striker. However, Lisandro Martinez recovered the ball. Sabitzer and Rashford were close to him to recover the second ball. Sabitzer played fast with Rashford because he had a better position. Tielemans tried to move between the center backs to cover this space. However, this created a huge space between him and Mendy. Therefore, Weghorst and Sancho would take advantage of this. Rashford kept moving the ball until Tielemans and Mendy arrived to him, but he played a smart ball for Sancho. Weghorst was attracting to this center back and this fullback was far from his center backs. Therefore, Sancho received with space. As the fullback tried to cover the space, he moved to a narrow position, but this created a space for Bruno Fernandes on the right side. Also, the center back tried to go over the possessor, but this gave advantage to Sancho, because when the center back turned to cover Sancho, it was late because he was free and there was a huge space between the fullback and the center back. Thus, Sancho on first touch scored. Leave your thoughts about this game, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by Mètrica Sports, the fundamental tool for every coach and analyst. Create and manage all your video analysis in one platform. Use coupon NasirCelada at checkout for a 10% discount.